Here's how to use the WalterPicks draft tool to dominate your fantasy football drafts. The first thing you want to do is to sync your league by tapping the League Sync button in the top left corner and then syncing your ESPN, Yahoo, or Sleeper account. Or if you already have League Sync to the app like I do, simply tap on the league you want to actively sync to the app. Now that your league is actively synced, the WalterPicks draft tool will customize all insights to your specific league settings. If your draft isn't on ESPN, Yahoo, or Sleeper, you're going to want to make sure to tap the gear icon in the top right corner to update your settings. Now, before and during your draft, you can research players by doing player comparisons. Simply tap the checkbox next to each player you want to compare and then tap the compare button. The most important things to look at here are projected points, ceiling, and floor that are all powered by Walter's AI projections, which are updated daily by the WalterPicks projections team to account for recent news and injuries. Generally, you want to target high floor players in the early rounds and target high ceiling players in the later rounds. You can also do research for your draft by tapping on any player's name to pull up their player profile, where you'll find stats and averages from last season, recent news and analysis on that player, as well as their advanced game logs from last season and where they currently stand on their team's depth chart. On the Trends tab, you can even see how a player's average draft position has been trending on different platforms in recent weeks. You can favorite players to keep track of the players you like and keep track of the players you want to target throughout your draft. Once your draft has started, if your league is synced, the picks will update live throughout your draft. If your league is not synced or you're drafting in person, you're going to want to set the draft tool to manual mode. Then you can swipe left to indicate when a player is taken, and you can tap draft when you draft a player to your team. As each pick happens, you'll notice the positional value of a replacement graph will adjust based on who's getting picked. This graph also accounts for your specific league settings and who you've already drafted to your team. It's designed to help you decide which position you should be prioritizing taking next. In the top section of the draft tool, you'll also see suggested comparisons, which are really useful if you're not sure which players to consider with your next pick. Walter's suggested comparisons are based on the top available players according to Walter's ranks that are expected to get picked in the next couple of rounds based on average draft position from thousands of recent leagues. There you have it. That's how to use the WalterPicks draft tool to dominate your fantasy football drafts. I highly recommend trying out a mock draft against bots or joining an ESPN mock draft to test out the draft tool before the real thing.